Hello, Ghost Hunters! How does this new game, The Demonologist, stack up to Phasmophobia? For the purpose of this review, I will be comparing The Demonologist mostly to Phasmophobia, but I will include other games that I've covered as well. Keep in mind that The Demonologist is newly released and in early access. The Demonologist offers a free demo for those who would like to get a taste before fully committing to buying the game. I can't comment on the demo as I never played it, but I will say that The Demonologist is comparable in price to games like Phasmophobia. However, it is not available for VR play, and they certainly aren't a fly-by-night game developer as they actually created the game Haunt Chasers, which I haven't played but was very popular a year or so ago. If you've played Phasmophobia for a while, you may remember the original lobby design. While Phasmophobia has changed and developed over the years, they have certainly gone through many phases, including Easter eggs and jump scares. Much like Phasmophobia, Demonologist also has a fairly unique lobby with Easter eggs and jump scares. As players progress, they can purchase different lobbies to customize their experience. In Phasmophobia, you really have very limited customization options. You have a few characters to choose from and unique badges and lobbies with collectibles on display. In Demonologist, you can customize your character as well as your lobby. This is something I would love to see in Phasmophobia, and maybe someday in the near future we will see this. The ability to customize your character look provides players with the ability to stand out to their teammates so that players can tell who is nearby easily. Phasmophobia is the clear winner when it comes to quantity. Even on release, Phasmophobia had 3 houses, 2 farmhouses, a high school, and the asylum, with an additional map coming within the first 6 months. In The Demonologist, we only have 3 available maps, which are unlocked based on player level. There is a 4th map in the works, but as this is not released yet, we'll focus on just the 3 available. These locations are quite large, with a vast amount of detail. Each room and area is different than the previous, and while some Easter eggs exist in Phasmophobia's current 12 maps, nothing like the Easter eggs provided in the Demonologist maps. Keywords open a variety of areas and provide extra scares. So Phasmophobia may win on the quantity, but Demonologist definitely wins on the quality. This is the part that probably most frustrates me with these 2 games. While the ghost names are taken from different cultures, countries, history, and lore, they definitely are very similar in both games. While I'm certain many of these traits were taken from Phasmophobia, it would have been nice if a Diogen in Phasmophobia was a Diogen in Demonologist, instead of being an Iblis. While I'm certain developers did this to set themselves apart from Phasmophobia, the gameplay is different enough to do that on its own. So just know that what you know of Ghost and Phasmophobia won't translate over to this game. Or it will, but it will be a different ghost type. Next, I'd like to point out the difference in ghost appearance and movement. This has long been an issue for me with Phasmophobia, as the ghost movement is predictable and static. The most animation in any ghost would be Patient 7, who can appear in multiple different forms. However, in The Demonologist, ghost appearances and movements feel very unique. This was something that appealed to me in Ghost Watchers, as ghosts were more animated and had unique scare events. While I know this is something that Phasmophobia developers will likely improve in the future, we are closely reaching that 3-year mark with the same stagnant ghost movements. So the movement of Ghost and Demonologist is very appealing. Similar to all ghost hunting games, players will have an EMF. Although the one in Demonologist is definitely unique. A thermometer for freezing temperatures, a spirit box, a ghost writing book or a painting easel, as known in this game, and things such as flashlights, cameras, and crucifix, and the like. Overall, I'd say the tools in Phasmophobia are much more refined and easier to use. The crucifix change that came recently in Phasmophobia is top-notch, and while the crucifix in this game also burns, players, at least for now, must hold it in their hands, and it is simply just one use. This protection item reminds me more of Ghost Watchers than Phasmophobia, and while it works, it's definitely not the best. Likewise, the ectoglass, which reveals things like these white marks, is unique but unimpressive. Also, this ESG tool seemed temperamental and kind of clunky. While it does work, getting it to do so may require a lot of patience. Similar to ghost writing in Phasmophobia, waiting for the ghost to create a work of art can also eat up a lot of time, not to mention sanity. Phasmophobia definitely wins in this category. Definitely, Phasmophobia does the ghost hunt much better. This is mostly because Demonologist lacks hiding spots, and many times, hunts begin and end immediately with players dying. Because of this, it feels like the entire investigation and objectives must be done prior to players losing enough sanity to allow the ghost to hunt. There are only really 2 protection items, both being crucifixes, which leaves players without one either hiding outside or sticking to the side of another player, which is still very risky. From what I understand, the crucifix doesn't currently work placed on the ground, and thus this really limits the safety of the team during a hunt. Phasmophobia has lots of possible hiding spots, multi-use crucifixes, sanity pills, and smudge sticks. Also, players can use a candle to help combat sanity drain. During a hunt in Demonologist, player screens will become staticky, but no other obvious indicators exist. This really depends on the player. When I first played Phasmophobia, I was terrified. But getting close to 3 years later, I'm definitely not nearly as affected. I get a jump scare sometimes, or I find things creepy in the game, but I don't really get scared. However, in Demonologist, scare events can happen anywhere and at any time. There is a unique sound that happens from time to time indicating something is about to happen. This ramps up the fear factor as players do not know what to anticipate. Developers have definitely put a lot of effort into making these scare events extra creepy, and when something happens, it can be truly terrifying.
Can you speak alone? Whoa! Yikes, that was actually pretty scary. The basement, I went through.
Oh. So scary.
What? Actually scared me. Are you here?
Where are you? I heard that.
That's creepy. Yeah.
There's many different scare events, and because of this, seeing the same one more than once happens infrequently. This adds a lot of variety to the game and definitely adds to the scariness. But ultimately, if you felt afraid in Phasmophobia at some point, this game will also bring that same type of fear feeling. I've seen a lot of ghost hunters say that this game is better than Phasmophobia, but I don't agree with that assessment. Both games are good, and both games will provide players with a fun and scary experience. If you liked Phasmophobia, you will like The Demonologist. If you want to complete exorcisms without having to read a weird paragraph from a book or chant something peculiar, then this is your game. Exorcisms feel more like extra objectives, which can be challenging as players are likely low on sanity and experiencing more ghostly activity while trying to complete these tasks. Also, all the additional Easter eggs in the game keep players looking for things they may have missed their first few times through, and unique ghost events keep players guessing at what's coming next. Overall, the game definitely is the best ghost hunting game to come out since Phasmophobia, and if you've not tried it, you should. If you've played The Demonologist, tell me what you thought of the game in the comments. If you have tips to help players get started, please share your thoughts and ideas. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and as always, happy hunting.